Alec was basically a capital city slacker, killing time fishing by the river instead of being productive. Typical kid stuff. Then this flashy wizard named Aldous rolls up and asks if the kid wants to learn magic. Alec figured the old man was a bill collector or a spy sent by his dad. But turns out Aldous wasn't joking. He genuinely wanted to teach the kid some spells. Training started, but Aldous got all sentimental. He told Alec to visualize protecting future friends from scary monsters. Apparently, emotional trauma fuels magic in this world. Using that power of friendship logic, Alec started picking up magic terrifyingly fast. He was bummed it took a whole day to learn one spell. Talk about high standards. Aldous insisted normal people take a month for that, but Alec completely ignored the praise and just demanded to learn the next spell immediately. But Aldous just laughed, saying one spell a day is plenty. Alec pouted like a brat, cheeks puffed out. Aldous found it hilarious, telling the kid he was a prodigy who'd be great even without a teacher, so just chill and let fate handle the rest. That hit Alec weirdly. He asked, "If I'm so great, why are you even teaching me?" Before Aldous could answer, the fishing line jerked. Finally, the kid caught something. Aldous freaked out with excitement. Apparently, it was the first fish Alec ever actually caught. Alec just laughed, roasting him. "Great wizard, huh? Can't even fish properly." They cracked up together, cementing that classic mentor-student bond right there. Time flew, seasons cycled through. Aldous taught Alec everything about magic, the logic, danger, and beauty, until Aldous dropped the bomb that he was leaving town. Alec was heartbroken, convinced he'd never see his old teacher again. But before dipping, Aldous gave him one final tip. If offered a job as a royal court magician, turn it down. Confused, Alec asked why he even bothered teaching him magic then. Smiling sadly, Aldous explained that Alec's mom once did him a huge solid. A life-changing favor, so teaching her son was just paying off the debt. That was the last time they met. Alec decided to hit the Royal Magic Academy, get swole with magic, and find Aldous again. At the academy, he learned Aldous was once the top student and a court magician, only to get fired later. Sounds like corporate politics to me. Alec realized why Aldous warned him, but being a stubborn teenager, he decided to become a court magician anyway to fix the system from the inside. Spoiler alert, it took years, but he actually did it. He actually got the job. But yeah, he quickly realized he should have listened to the old man. Deep in a dungeon, Crown Prince Regulus abruptly kicks him out of the party mid-quest. Alec asks what he did wrong, and Regulus coldly replies that he's just useless. Talk about toxic management. In that moment, Alec knew Aldous was 100% right. Regulus, full of arrogant pride, yelled that he fights on the front lines. Lenny blasts fire spells and the tanks block hits. Meanwhile, Alec just chills in the back with support magic. Regulus mocks him for never stepping up, completely missing the point of how support classes work. What a noob. Regulus declared they didn't need a loser like him, saying he wasn't even fit to be a court magician. Alec tried explaining basic strategy and safety protocols, but Regulus wasn't interested in logic, just his own ego. Lenny joined the roast, calling him a coward for holding them back from deeper floors. Even the other teammate just nodded along like a sheep. Groupthink at its finest. Lenny claimed they only tolerated him because the king ordered it. Nepotism was the only reason he was there, apparently. But now that the prince fired him, the gloves were completely off. Regulus laughed, claiming Alec only became top student by sucking up to professors. The disrespect was real. Everyone laughed like high school bullies, while Alec just hung his head in shame. Regulus spotted a dagger on Alec and demanded an explanation. Since commoners can't carry weapons, Alec explained it was for the next floor. This logic just made the prince even angrier. He snatched the dagger and grabbed Alec, screaming that nobody disobeys his orders. Then he ripped off Alec's uniform, claiming he wasn't worthy of wearing it. That finally broke Alec. He didn't argue. No screaming, no tears. He just turned and walked out silently. Despite the humiliation, Alec still wanted them to survive. He pulled an all-nighter writing detailed notes on the lower floors so Regulus wouldn't die, mostly because Alec knew the prince's magical power was actually trash. Talk about being the bigger person. Next day, Alec tried to deliver the notes, but the palace guards blocked him. They told him he was just a commoner now, and regular peasants aren't allowed inside without a permission slip. Alec stood there shocked until Lenny showed up, looked him up and down with a nasty smirk, and told him to beat it. Alec begged her to wait, asking her to just give the notes to the king. Since the king hired him, it was only fair he saw the data. Lenny took the notes, but immediately ripped them into confetti right in front of him. She threw the pieces down and stomped on them with a wicked smile. "Throw this peasant out." So there he was, standing in the capital with zero job and zero dignity, finally admitting Aldous was right. He never should have taken that job. Suddenly, a familiar voice calls out. He turns around just as a redhead girl tackles him with a massive hug. Alec was totally confused for a second before realizing it was Ciara, his old buddy from the academy days. They sat down to catch up, and Alec spilled the tea about getting fired from the prince's party and the court. Ciara was furious, cursing the kingdom's class system, but Alec had to calm her down before she caused a scene in public. Then she smiled, saying it was actually good he got fired. Alec was numb to pain at this point, so he wasn't even offended by the comment. Ciara reminded him of her old promise to recruit him for her party one day. Alec instantly remembered exactly what she meant. She explained she came to the capital just for him. She stood up, reached out, and invited him to conquer dungeons together. Alec looked hopeful but hesitated since his confidence was shot. Ciara didn't care about his self-pity party though. She insisted she wanted him specifically. No other magician could replace him. Alec got choked up and accepted. Ciara beamed, welcoming him to her A-rank party. Next morning, they left town. Alec thought about Aldous' advice, finally understanding why the old man warned him about the royal court. Regulus heard Alec left the kingdom a few days later, but nobody cared. Regulus claimed Alec was a waste of time. Lenny laughed, bragging that a pure-blooded noble was joining them soon, so they'd be even more powerful without the commoner. Meanwhile, Alec and Ciara arrived at Fizzle, the city of dungeons. Ciara explained it's an adventurer hub because they don't care about noble versus commoner status. She tried to register Alec, but the receptionist dropped a bombshell. Alec couldn't join her party on deep floors because he wasn't a guild member for 2 years. Bureaucracy strikes again, blocking him from anything below floor 30. Ciara got angry, demanding an exception for him, but the receptionist wasn't budging on the rules. Ciara asked if her friend Croatia already came to argue this. The receptionist nodded, confirming she came by and even threatened them. But the guild is used to dealing with crazy people. Sad. Defeated, they left the guild to grab lunch in the park. Ciara complained that waiting 2 years was impossible since they were already floor 52 material. But she wasn't giving up. She decided if they couldn't go deep, they'd just speedrun the shallow dungeons to warm up. Alec liked the plan, so they headed to a low-level dungeon infested with bugs. Ciara buffed Alec's speed and they crushed the first wave. But soon, Ciara realized the bugs weren't dying out. In fact, they were multiplying and getting stronger. Alec agreed the nest was acting weird, but figured they had it under control, so they kept fighting. Suddenly, Ciara popped her shield and charged right at the nest. Alec tried to warn her, but she smiled, telling him to stop being so timid and return to his old self. The old Alec ate monsters for breakfast. She told him to trust his instincts. That hit home. He realized he just needed to get his mojo back. He recalled the old man saying that real strength is about protecting your friends from danger. Something clicked. Alec's eyes went feral and he started blasting fireballs and stabbing bugs like a man possessed, clearing the area. But then a massive swarm surrounded them from every single angle. Ciara didn't flinch. She popped a huge barrier instantly to buy Alec some time to reload. Alec locked in and unleashed a massive wide area nuke, turning every single insect into crispy toast in a second. When the dust settled, Ciara laughed and slapped his back, telling him she knew he still had that dog in him. Suddenly, the ground shook and a giant worm burst out like a scene from a movie, trying to swallow Ciara whole. Alec screamed for her to shield up immediately. She trusted him blindly and cast the defense spell. Alec summoned a fire serpent that wrapped around the worm like a constrictor. He roasted it until it turned to straight ash. Ciara was completely untouched. She hopped down, ran to Alec, and hyped him up, saying he's still the best damage dealer she knows. It reminded her of the glory days. She brought up the time they fought a 5-headed dragon that was immune to weapons, but Alec deleted it with one spell. That was the day they cleared floor 68 and broke the academy record. She told him it was finally time for Alec to rejoin the squad. Just like back when they beat the level 68 boss and returned to campus like rock stars, everyone lost their minds, calling them the Golden Generation. Even their teacher knew this group of 4 was something completely different. They had that telepathic teamwork where they didn't even need to speak to coordinate. They walked out of that dungeon covered in cuts and bruises, but smiling because they had just shattered the school's biggest record. Nobody else made it past floor 43, yet these maniacs cleared floor 68 just for fun. Then came graduation. The teacher announced the final rankings. Croatia took third. Yora stood proudly in second, and sitting at the top was Alec, the valedictorian and highest scorer in history. The vibes were immaculate. They joked around and teased the teacher while the other students watched with jealousy, convinced these four would become the most legendary party on the continent. But then Alec shocked everyone by deciding to become a corporate sellout. I mean, a court magician. His friends understood the appeal of a steady salary and less death, so they supported him, but Yora promised they'd reunite one day. And that promise finally seemed real, as Alec and Yora grabbed drinks at a local bar. But Yora is a lightweight. One glass in, she blacked out and started ranting about the dungeon restrictions before passing out cold. Just like that, she was asleep on the bench. Alec smiled. She was still the exact same chaotic mess she was back in the academy. He gently put his jacket over her to keep her warm. But some random guy watching them got annoyed. He walked over and started mocking Alec, calling him a beta male. Alec ignored him. The guy looked like a toxic podcast listener with serious anger issues. The guy tried to smash a bottle on Alec's head, but Alec blocked it with a mana shield without even looking. The bottle stopped midair. The guy smiled, happy that Alec finally fought back. He knew Alec was a court mage and said he didn't expect a government worker to play adventurer. Alec was confused, but then the guy slammed an adventurer's pass on the table right in front of him. The guy claimed it was an apology token, but said Alec had to earn it first. Suddenly, Yora woke up and realized who he was. "Oh, Guildmaster, what's up?" Alec froze. This drunk dude was the guy running the entire operation. Alec couldn't believe it. Why was the boss handing him a free pass? The man, now calm, told Alec to follow him downstairs. He took them to a secret underground training arena where he tests people. He told Alec this was where he needed to prove he wasn't just all talk. Yora argued that Alec was a little tipsy, but Alec confidently said he still had plenty of mana to spare for a fight. The master introduced himself as Levi. Alec's brain short-circuited. Levi was a living legend, an S-tier adventurer whose name was basically a myth. Levi laughed off the praise and explained the rules. Simple, just impress him with magic. Both of them squared up for the spar. Alec moved first, launching a heavy thunderbolt. Levi dodged it like a pro and countered with water magic, chucking huge spheres at Alec. Alec dodged, realizing Levi had the range advantage. He needed to turn this into a close-quarters brawl to win. But the moment he rushed in, Levi punched the floor, boosted his speed with magic, and moved so fast he became a blur. He landed a haymaker that shattered Alec's shield and sent him flying into the wall. Alec hit the bricks hard. Levi was impressed Alec survived that, considering most people wouldn't be standing after a hit like that. But Alec walked out of the dust smiling. "You really are the legend they say you are." Alec reminded him that he's an A-rank adventurer now too. Levi was confused, expecting the kid to be scared. Alec grinned, saying he keeps forgetting he's not a court mage anymore. He doesn't have to follow their boring safety rules. He is finally free to let loose. Levi told him to bring it on. Alec transformed his staff into a magical blade like a lightsaber. Levi threw water bombs, but Alec sliced them apart midair, pretending to go aggressive just to bait Levi into committing fully. It was all a setup. The moment Levi boosted and lunged in, Alec triggered a trap, blasting Levi with a lightning mine. Alec flashed past him while he was stunned. Levi stood still, then smiled. He admitted Alec was on a different level, but Alec thought the fight was done. Nope, Levi pulled out his trump card, gauntlets made of dragon scales. When he put those on, his power level skyrocketed. Levi charged. Alec barely dodged a punch that left a massive crater where he was standing. Alec retreated but didn't quit, firing lightning immediately. Levi swatted it away like a fly and punched through the attack, landing a direct hit. Alec blocked but still got knocked back. He wondered how to beat this monster. Levi then revealed his gauntlets could heal his injuries instantly. Talk about using cheat codes. Alec knew dragging this out meant losing. He decided to go for an all-out blitz. He struck Levi with rapid hits, but Levi blocked everything and mocked him. "Is that all you got? Show me something real." Alec threw some trash talk back, annoying the guild master. Levi swung hard in anger, but Alec dodged perfectly and saw an opening. Levi got furious and attacked again, but punched the wall when Alec ducked under. Levi kept the pressure on. Alec blocked and tried for a finisher, but Levi was tougher than a tank. He absorbed the damage and smashed both fists down, kicking up a massive dust cloud. When the dust cleared, Alec stepped out unharmed and rushed Levi again, but the second he attacked, his staff went limp. He collapsed on the floor, totally unconscious. He had completely run out of mana. Yora ran in and used regen magic to patch him up. Ren walked in, laughing at Levi for using his ultimate move on a rookie. Levi glared at him. He told Ren to shut up, claiming he was going to pass the kid anyway. Ren carried Alec to a bed so he could sleep it off. He got nostalgic, saying it's been a while since they all hung out. The receptionist burst in saying she needed the boss for actual work. Levi silently dragged her outside to escape. After he left, Ren grabbed some booze and asked Yora for the full story on Alec. Yora spilled the tea. Ren got angrier with every word, learning that the prince treated Alec like a glorified luggage carrier, banning him from using real magic or even holding a weapon. Ren got so mad he smashed a bottle, which woke Alec up. Alec was confused but happy to see Ren. Yora laughed and showed him the pass Levi gave them. Alec's face lit up. That pass meant they could finally raid high-level dungeons together. Ren smiled but said there is one thing they need to handle first. Alec didn't get it until Ren grinned like a demon and said they need to go beat up the prince for revenge. Alec immediately shuts that down. He says they can't just assault royalty. Yora agrees, noting that brawling with other parties is a one-way ticket to getting banned from the guild. Alec puts a hand on Ren's shoulder, telling him the court drama is ancient history. He's way happier just vibing as an adventurer with his friends. Ren thinks for a second, then smirks. If they want real revenge, they just need to become the #1 ranked party in the world. Once they're on top, the prince becomes irrelevant. And when the kingdom inevitably needs help, denying them to their faces would be the ultimate power move. Alec laughs and shakes on it. That's a deal he can get behind. And just like that, they set a new goal: total world domination. Meanwhile, things were grim elsewhere. An air anchor named Krista was bleeding out while the receptionist frantically bandaged her. Guildmaster Levi looked stressed. If an air anchor team got crushed, the whole guild was in trouble. Krista barely whispered that her team was still trapped. Levi immediately called an emergency meeting, ordering all top-tier adventurers to gear up for a rescue on floor 64. Back in the room, Alec reunited with Croatia. She looked a lot more mature than back in school. She asked why he skipped the meeting. Alec joked that he's technically a nobody rank-wise, so he stayed put. Croatia cast a healing spell, instantly wiping away his bruises. Yora and Ren burst in, hyped up, announcing they were joining the rescue squad. The dungeon was a nightmare scenario. Magic doesn't work on floor 64, so it's all down to potions and raw skill. The entire A-rank team got wiped except for Krista. It was a massacre. Alec asked Croatia if she should even go, since her healing magic would be useless there. She snapped that she tried to refuse, but Ren used his veto power to force her along. Typical Ren. Yora interrupted the bickering, saying Alec had to make the final call since he'd be carrying the fight against the boss. Alec thought about it for a second, nodded, and said, "Let's roll." The squad geared up and marched to the entrance. Ren grinned, claiming this was the opening chapter of their legend. But this dungeon was weird. It had a debuff that blocked all healing magic, meaning if they got hit, they had to chug potions or just bleed out. The trapped members were near the boss. Fighting through 60 floors would take forever, and they didn't have time. So Yora pulled out a teleport crystal Krista gave her. It was a cheat code to skip straight to the boss floor. Alec realized that item was probably worth a fortune, but desperate times call for expensive measures. Krista didn't care about money. She handed these out to everyone just to save her friends. Yora briefed them, the boss is undead, so Croatia's healing is useless offensively too. Since she's support, Alec had to be the heavy hitter. Ren told him to save his mana for the big guy and let them handle the trash mobs. Croatia agreed but warned them. They were walking into a graveyard where pros just died. This wasn't a game. Ren ignored the fear-mongering and shouted that the legend starts now. Yora tossed the crystal and bam, they warped deep into floor 64. Immediately, skeletons with weapons popped out of the ground to say hello. Ren didn't wait, he charged in with his spear, smashing skeletons and calling the floor easy. More skeletons swarmed and Ren dove deeper into the mob, completely ignoring formation. Yora freaked out because he ran out of her buff range. She chased him while Alec and Croatia trailed behind. Croatia explained Ren would be fine. He had the black spear, an indestructible artifact perfect for a reckless idiot like him. Alec asked if Ren needed help, but Ren shouted, "Nope, I got this." He called it child's play while crushing more bones. Alec moved up but felt a chill. He fired a lightning bolt behind him blindly. Nothing was there, or so he thought. Then he sensed it for real. He drew his sword and slashed at thin air, revealing a cloaked Grim Reaper trying to assassinate them. Ren smirked. He knew Alec hadn't gone soft. He sensed the invisible enemy but couldn't hit it, so he baited it for Alec. The Reaper attacked, but Alec realized Ren trusted him completely to cover his back. That feeling of true friendship hit him hard. Powered by bromance, Alec sliced the Grim Reaper in half with one clean strike. He asked Yora if she knew. She apologized nervously. Croatia laughed, pointing out that Ren planned the whole test. Alec smiled, promising to pay Ren back later. Ren just told them to focus on surviving first. They pushed forward. Alec and Ren were the DPS while Yora buffed them. Ren was showing off and Croatia sniped stragglers. Skeletons got close to Croatia, forcing her to melee. They realized the horde was infinite. Alec told them to clear the lane so he could nuke the room. The trio took cover and Alec unleashed a massive thunderburst, frying every skeleton in the vicinity. Quiet returned. Ren laughed, asking why Alec only uses thunderburst when he knows a million spells. Alec lied, claiming it just has a fast cast time. Ren knew he was lying but didn't push it. A massive roar shook the tunnel. Assuming it was the boss, Ren got buffed by Yora and sprinted toward the sound faster than an Olympic sprinter. Alec was shocked by the speed. They chased him into a cavern and found Ren chilling on a ledge, watching a huge monster chase some guy with a bowl cut. Alec wanted to help, but Ren stopped him. The guy running was Loki, a total jerk from a rival party. Even Croatia agreed he was annoying, so they just watched him run for his life. Loki screamed for help, threatening to haunt them as a ghost. Ren just watched with popcorn-eating energy. Suddenly Loki tripped. It looked like game over. Alec gasped, but Croatia told him to look closer. The monster stepped on a trap Loki planted, getting blasted by lava. Alec was stunned. Croatia reminded him that Loki is a scheming genius. The monster triggered more traps, eating fire blasts. Loki laughed like a maniac, calling the monster an idiot, until the monster charged up a magical beam. Loki's face dropped. He was toast, but Ren swooped in last second, yanking him out of the way. Alec and the girls climbed down to engage. The beast charged Alec, but Yora shielded him. Alec fired lightning, but the monster ignored him and went straight for Ren and Loki. Alec warned them and hit the monster with another thunderbolt, but it tanked the hit and got angrier. Ren realized they were stuck. He slid under the monster's legs, grabbed Loki, and threw him like a football toward Croatia. Yora shouted for Croatia to get Loki to safety while they held the line. Ren drew his spear. Yora buffed his stats to the moon. He went toe-to-toe with the beast, landing a heavy stab to the face, but the monster swatted him away like a bug. Yora barely managed to shield Ren from the follow-up crush attack. Meanwhile, Alec entered the zone. He looked like a conductor. He conjured 5 magic circles at once. Loki, watching from the sidelines, was floored because doing 3 is usually impossible. Croatia smirked, saying, "Watch this." Then Alec casually spawned 20 circles. Loki's eyes almost fell out of his head. The monster charged, but Ren jumped on its back and stabbed its tail, buying Alec the split second he needed. Ren bilated out just as Alec fired a massive thunderburst, freezing the demon in a shockwave. Alec went for a second hit, but the monster somehow dodged and prepped a counterblast. Croatia blinded it with a flash spell. Yora seized the moment, summoning chains from the ground to wrap the monster up tight. Ren launched his spear straight into its skull. Alec readied the final blow, but shockingly, the thing refused to die and kept moving. Bleeding out, it charged another blast. Alec didn't flinch at all. He prepared the rarest spell he knew. A technique only 2 people ever mastered, his teacher Aldous and Alec himself. When the blast hit, Alec used reflection magic, bouncing it back with double the power. But the monster was insanely durable, surviving the hit and barely clinging to life. Alec combined reflection magic with multiple circles, igniting a blazing inferno that swallowed the beast. Ren leaped through the flames and sliced its head completely in half, finally ending the nightmare for good. Finally dead, the team cheered in total relief. Loki thanked him, admitting a court mage is actually impressive. Alec reminded him he quit, and Loki laughed, saying that was the right call and the prince's loss. Then Loki dropped a massive bombshell. That monster wasn't the floor boss, it was just a sub-boss that got lost. The team froze, terrified, imagining what the actual boss looked like. Loki explained the true boss is a necromancer knight immune to physical attacks, so weapons are basically useless distractions. Then he handed Alec a unique wand with a cross-shaped tip. It was an ancient artifact. Alec grabbed it and it became a sword. Ren was confused. He asked why Loki gave it away. Loki grinned, saying Alec is the new bait. Loki explained Alec looks weak, so the boss will target him first. This gives the rest of the team a perfect chance to attack from behind, meaning they get all the glory for the S-rank kill. While Alec fights for his life, the episode comes to a sudden end. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe to the channel.